Now here we have we talk about the IP, the subnet mask. We talk about the IP configuration of the interface of the router and the host. We've done that already. We talk about the access list, and we configure everything that must be configured right there by default by HDMI image file on the flash. Now here also, yes, you can see in our parameter a Cisco router and security device manager is installed on this device by what we've done. And this feature requires one-time use of username Cisco. Now right there, there's some things that have been configured on this router, as I said initially. You can also see that we already have a line VTY for terminal session that will be configured. Then access list that actually permit an in-band member of that network to access it, and we have transport input telnet that has been allowed in this particular configuration. Now I actually need to show run again to see. Well, I actually want to say something other thing there. Then show run to see what other things I need. Now I'm going to show something. Username there. A username has been configured. If you look at the username, follow my pointer from there. Then you see the username is Cisco. I have to privilege 15. I have to be on privilege 15 for me to have access to HDMI GUI side of the router. Now security, already there's a security key that has been there, which I don't have access to, which means that I have to create my own username, then create my security password as well for me to have access to that aspect. Now what I will do now is for me to actually configure the router for a username Taiwo and make my security password to be Cisco. That's what I will do next. That's what I actually will have to implement that. I'll press enter. Then I'll go to configuration, config T now. I'm in configuration mode. Then I'll say username. My username is Taiwo. Username is Taiwo there. Then I'll actually say privilege, use tab, privilege 15. Then my secret is gonna be Cisco. Yeah, there will be a detailed login on me if I want to log into HDMI, the security device manager, on my graphical user interface. I have to supply these details, which is username is Taiwo, my privilege 15 security key password is Cisco. I'll press enter. I've done successfully do that. Then that's done on the router for now. Now let me minimize the hyperterminal to my router. I'll minimize that now. I'll go to start. I'll launch my Internet Explorer. Are you with me? I'll launch my Internet Explorer. Yeah. Launch my Internet Explorer. It's up. Yeah, I'll type the IP for the router. I'll be 10.10.10.1. Yeah. Then you actually request the username and password I put in the other time. That'll be Taiwo is the username. Then the password is Cisco. Click OK. Now it's loading. Yeah, ISM is loading. Yeah, he asked me to, now the SDM is loading. You can see the application digital signal. Now we need to run it. We need to just click run. Then SDMI can actually load. SDM can load into SDM Express. You can see Cisco SDM Express. That's where we are now. SDM Express. You can see the application is actually coming up. It's coming up from my graphical user interface. Now I click next. Now before I actually go in detail to this, you can see from here I can do some basic configuration of my router through Cisco Security Device Manager Express Wizard. I can change all the parameters, change my username, change my configuration, all those things. Basically, I can do that. Now, what I will do now is to change my host name to capital Cisco. Then change my domain name to taiwo.com. taiwo.com. Then my username, I'll change my username to Taiwo. The password is Cisco. I will type the password Cisco. Then that was the password for SDM for login. After the completion of SDM Cisco SDM Express Wizard, enter the new login username and password to reconnect the router using Taiwo. Then my password is used to administer them. I'm going to talk about the secret password. Secret password there. I'm going to put Cisco to the secret password as well. It requires 6 characters. I have to say, I have to put I'll just put Cisco 1, Cisco 1 for my password, Cisco 1, Cisco 1. It's case sensitive. Yeah, you can see I actually will be able to get my SDMA. Now I'm providing the router provision this router through SDM. I'm going to go through SDM next. Yeah, you can see the IP address of the router it comes with by default is showing up. Then I can change it if I intend to actually do that. Now fastnet 0/0. I can actually pick anyone I want. Then I'm going to configure fastnet 0/1. 0/1 there. I'll change my 0/0. Then I'll say IP address of fastnet 0/1 is 192.168.100.1. The subnet max is going to be 255.255.255.0. Now that's what next. If I want to enable JCP on this router, I can be able to do that. I will enable JCP server on the interface. The DNS, you can see the DNS is 10. Let's say 10.10.10.10. I'll move that for my DNS. DNS use what? This value for DSP clients. Yeah, successfully I'll be able to configure my fastnet 0/1. Now I can actually configure my serial interface. You can see we are configuring all those things step by step. We do the basic configuration, LAN IP, fastnet 0/1, 0/0, IP, DHCP side of it. Okay, well, maybe that interface should be a DHCP router, and then to make a DHCP. Then we're talking about one connection, the serial interface. One connections. Then we can also assign them an IP. As we do, we can assign the IP address to serial 0/0/1. You have one connections to the I want to configure the one connection there. You press maybe I want to configure the one. If I really need to reconnect the one connection, I can do the same procedure. But here I don't want to configure the one connection. Now I just need the fastener interface configuration. I'll say next. I said, do you want to configure the one connection now? No, I say no. Yeah. Then I can see all the security. These recommendation security settings are enabled by default. It means disable simple network management protocols, disable service risk. These are additional encryption protocols that we can enable on our system. But this we actually do all the security settings. We don't actually need. Let's just do the basic side of it. Let's remove all this for the encryptions, all the details. I really want to do the basic side of it to see how our SDMI have an effect on our router. Let's see. Then we click next. After we remove all the security concept of it, then we click finish. Now, before we actually do that, let's review what we have before now. Now let's review what we have. We actually configure the interface, host name to be Cisco, domain name to be yahoo.com, username is Taiwo, password type Cisco 1. Then you can see I change the IP address. I configure a fastener 0/1. I configure fastener 0/1. Then I actually create a DHCP server to keep the range of the IP of that network. Then the primary DNS as well, 10.10.10.10. I'll be able to do that, but I didn't configure the one connection. From there you can see I didn't configure any security there. So I'll proceed. After I click finish, I'll be able to have access to my After immediately I click finish, then you give me some Cisco SDM Express reconnection instruction. Now I should save the above instruction to a file on the system. I will just click OK on the desktop as a recommendation. Configuration file is delivered to the router. This may take several minutes. Then you can lose connection with the router after the configuration has been delivered. Click OK to shut down the SDMI. We finish. Let's see. We shut down the SDMI. Then then we're going to finalize our configuration in the next video. Thank you for viewing. You're welcome.